Our film opens in a large swimming pool. The manager then posts a notice that the pool will be closed for an extended period during the holiday. A girl named Bree puts her engagement ring in her bag to continue her swimming practice. Her sister Yona arrives after returning from a drug addiction treatment center and joins her sister in the pool.
And there is a cleaning lady named Clara who steals money from the safe deposit room, but the manager catches her, and this is the third time he's caught her doing something like this.
The manager tells her she's fired and needs to clean the swimming pool before she departs so he can finalize her payment. Then it's time to close the swimming pool and the manager tells everyone to leave. Bree goes to gather her things to move out, but she finds her engagement ring is missing. Joanna notices the ring is in a drain at the bottom of the pool, so she dives in to retrieve it for Bree. But the ring is stuck and she can't get it off. Her sister comes down to help her, but it's no good. The manager looks at the swimming pool to see if anyone is still there, but he sees no one. This is because the two sisters are submerged and not visible. The manager goes to the control panel and closes the pool cover. The two girls realize what's happening and try to quickly escape, but the cover closes, trapping them inside. The girls immediately begin attempting to break through the cover, but it's constructed from incredibly strong fiberglass. Joanna shouts angrily, exclaiming that they never should have risked their lives for something as trivial as a ring. Bree explains that she desperately wants to retrieve it so she can proudly show it off to her sister, proving her engagement. And they find a small hole, not even allowing their hands to pass through. And then Joanna tells her sister she's jealous of Bree's life while she's being treated in a sanatorium, and how perfect Bree's life is. She's getting married soon. So Bree concludes her sister threw the ring in the pool. She fights with her, then goes down to retrieve it and manages to get it out. After that, the two sisters agree to stop fighting and try to call for help. Bree then tries to lift the heavy iron manhole cover to break the lid with it, but it's too heavy and difficult to remove. When time passes and the end of the day arrives and the lights in the pool are switched off, and Bree's mobile phone continues to ring for hours, and it's David, her fiance, but her phone is inside her bag, which is why she doesn't answer. Jonah then mocks him, saying he's just calling instead of actually looking for them. She declares she never trusted him, and the two sisters start arguing because of him once more. But Perry gets a terrible headache and tells her sister she's had diabetes for 3 years, keeping it a secret from her family, and if she doesn't take the insulin shot from her bag, she'll fall into a diabetic coma. Afterward, they both manage to widen the hole in the lid using a piece of plastic they had found. Jonah then asks her sister about the reason for her distance from the family. Bree tells her that their father was a rapist, constantly drunk and an addict, and that she set the house on fire and he died in a blaze. Suddenly, they hear the sound of someone opening the door, and it turns out to be Clara, who then notices the two trapped girls. She notices that the surveillance cameras are active, so she proceeds to switch them off. She then goes to steal Bree's handbag, taking her mobile phone, cash, and credit card. The two sisters believe she's there to assist them until Clara requests the card's secret PIN number. They are quite astonished by this question and inquire what exactly she's doing. So Clara tells them all about her past, including her time in prison and how she has children, bills, and debts that she simply cannot manage, and she turns off the water heaters in the swimming pool when they refuse to tell her the secret code. So Bree gives her the secret code in return for Clara saving them. But Clara walks and tells them she'll be back after she withdraws the money from the ATM machine. The two girls have no other choice but to patiently wait for Clara's return. Bree's condition worsens significantly due to the cold water after the heater was turned off. Jonah dives down, attempting to remove the drain cover at the bottom, but she ultimately fails. Jonah then surfaces, blaming herself for being a coward and completely useless, and the two sisters hug each other to warm themselves with their body heat from the cold. They end up spending the entire night in the swimming pool. Morning comes and Clara appears, making fun of the two sisters and their situation. Joanna tries to control her temper so she doesn't get angry at Clara, hoping she'll still help them. Joanna tells her to get the insulin shot from Bree's bag, but Clara is quite annoyed because she found only $80 on the card. She threatens them that she will let them die because of their stupidity and because they tried to trick her. Pause. After a while, Jonah decides to punish Clara for what she's doing to them and for not helping them. Pause. So she pretends to cry and asks Clara to get closer to the hole on the pool cover. So Clara lowers her ear to the hole to hear what Jonah wants to say. Suddenly, Jonah stabs Clara right in her ear with a piece of plastic. Clara screams out in pain, then goes to check the wound in the mirror, cleans it, and stops the bleeding. And to get her revenge, Clara turns on the automatic pool cleaner. The two girls then begin to choke and find it hard to breathe. Because of the cleaning chlorine, they keep screaming and calling out for Clara to come and help them. Clara becomes aware of the seriousness of the situation, and she turns off the automatic cleaner after a few minutes. She then confronts them, stating she has nothing left to lose and isn't afraid for herself. She wants to punish them for their actions and make them pay the price for their mistake, so she forces them to hand over the diamond engagement ring, and she gives it to Barry, having repented from all that's been happening. And Clara takes the ring and leaves the pool, abandoning them, and Jonah is crying, feeling that all of this is her fault, but her sister forgives her for what she did and then calms her. After several hours, Bree begins to experience hallucinations. She finds the pool cover finally opening, and her fiancé David arrives and rescues her, but her sister isn't with her and disappears into the swimming pool. Bree then wakes up from what she's experiencing, but she finds her sister holding the sharp plastic piece, wanting to commit suicide by cutting her neck with it. Bree stops her, calms her down, and tells her to have faith that they'll get out out of here alive together. And Clara is trying on Bree's engagement ring. Then David calls Bree's mobile phone, which Clara had stolen. Clara then checks the voicemail and learns that David will call the police because Bree has not returned home for quite some time. So Clara fears she'll be jailed again and quickly heads to the pool. And there she talks to the two girls, making them promise not to tell anyone what Clara did to them, or else she'll leave them trapped. The two girls, of course, agree to the offer and hug each other happily. Clara then decides to go open the cover, so the sisters can finally get out of the swimming pool. She goes to the control room, but discovers that the security code she knew has been changed. Clara gets frustrated and goes back to the girls, telling them she's fed up with what's happening and doesn't know what to do. Clara walks away, leaving the two girls trapped all alone. Time passes and it becomes their second night inside the swimming pool. Bree then begins to fall into a diabetic coma, so Jonah desperately tries to wake her sister. Bree tells her that during the accident, when she killed her father, she made sure he couldn't escape the fire, and she kept repeating that she had killed the monster. And Jonah descends to try to lift the drain cover once more from the bottom. After multiple attempts on failing, she grabs the towel from her sister, then ties it to the drain. Finally, she manages to remove the drain cover. She surfaces to her sister, but finds her unconscious and drowning in the water. Joanna performs CPR, succeeding in making her sister breathe and wake up again. Joanna then uses her strength, lifts the drain cover and smashes it through the hole. Joanna continues to ride in the opening after she broke it with her hand and gets severely cut by the glass. Finally, Joanna carries her sister and they get out of the swimming pool. Joanna then gives Bree the insulin dose with the syringe and she's terrified her sister might die. And suddenly, Clara appears holding a gun, pointing it at Jonah and threatening to kill them because if they remain alive, they'll report her and have her arrested. But Clara lowers the gun and returns the diamond ring to them. She continues to feel guilty because of what she's done. Joanna calls the police and paramedics to rescue Bree, and Joanna lets Clara escape so she doesn't get caught. Afterwards, Bree wakes up on the ambulance bed and Joanna gives her the ring, and the two sisters hug each other and cry from joy that they miraculously survived a situation like this, and the paramedics carry Bree with the bed to take her to the hospital.